When it comes to fighting cancer, the protein you eat plays a big role. Your body relies on protein to recover from treatment, rebuild muscle, and keep your immune system strong to help keep your cancer from coming back. But here's the catch. Not all types of protein are created equal. Some actually help your body fight cancer, while others do the exact opposite. They trigger inflammation in your body, which is a big concern for cancer survivors because cancer cells love inflammation. So today I'm going over 3 types of protein to avoid after cancer, and more importantly, 8 of the best types of protein to help lower inflammation and keep cancer away. Now, you may not be surprised by this, but nearly 80% of all cancer survivors lose muscle mass during cancer treatment. I mean, it's easy to lose muscle if you're unable to exercise or eat enough protein, but honestly, that's not good. You need muscles to support your bones, especially as you age, but muscles also give you energy. The more muscle you have, the less hard your heart has to work, even to do simple things. If you have weak muscles, it forces your body to work harder, leaving you drained just from carrying groceries or doing laundry. And it's not only cancer treatment that makes you lose muscle mass. As we age, we naturally lose muscles too. Especially us women after menopause, the decrease in estrogen can make it even harder for us to keep our muscle mass, so eating enough protein becomes extra important. Now, despite all of this, over 60% of cancer survivors don't eat enough protein, so let's make sure that you're not one of them. Okay, starting with the 3 types of protein to avoid as a cancer survivor. Number 1, soy protein isolates. These hang out in a lot of different processed foods, but especially in protein powder, protein bars, and even in some of the drinks that your doctor may have recommended to you. Whole soy foods like tofu, chickpeas, edamame, miso, fantastic, but soy protein isolates are a hard pass. They're genetically modified and ultra-processed. The protein is extracted from the soybean using hexane, which is a chemical that really belongs in a science lab, not in your morning smoothie. So if you see soy protein isolate on an ingredient label, stay away. Okay, protein number 2 to steer clear of is processed meat. Deli meats, bacon, sausages, or any meat that contains preservatives, like nitrates or nitrites, for example. These meats are at the very top of the do not eat list for cancer survivors. Somehow, manufacturers are still allowed to use these chemicals to make their meat last longer and not expire as fast, but it makes them very carcinogenic. Just like cigarettes and alcohol, they're class 1 carcinogens, meaning they're directly linked to cancer. Okay, protein number 3 to not necessarily avoid completely, but the current recommendation is to only eat it in moderation, and that is non-processed red meat like steak or pork. The latest recommendation is to eat no more than 2 to 3 small servings of red meat a week. And by small servings, they're not talking about a 6-ounce steak. They mean only around 3 to 4 ounces at once. The American Cancer Society even says that if you eat any more red meat than what's recommended, it spikes inflammation and a growth factor called IGF-1 that is linked to cancer. So if you do eat red meat, try to keep your servings around the size of your palm and have it at most 2 to 3 times a week. Okay, enough doom and gloom. Let's go over 8 types of protein that will help you stay strong, lower inflammation, and help you fight cancer. Number 1, lentils. These little legumes are protein powerhouses with the extra benefit of fiber. Great for stabilizing your blood sugar and keeping your gut healthy, 2 very key factors in keeping your cancer in remission. But lentils will also give you a hefty dose of folate, aka vitamin B9, which is known for helping with DNA repair, exactly what your cells need to fight off cancer. Just 1 cup of lentils has 18 grams of protein. To be honest, at first I thought lentils were meh, until I found a really good recipe, so I'll share that link below for you. And if you have any good lentil recipes, please feel free to share them in the comments below for the rest of us. Okay, protein number 2, the ultimate cancer-fighting snack with serious antioxidants and anti-inflammatory nutrients are certain nuts and seeds. Not just any nuts and seeds, I'm going to go over a few that are at the top of the list. First and foremost, flax seeds. They contain lignans and omega-3s that are known to lower inflammation and keep cancer cells from growing, especially in breast and prostate cancers. In fact, if you are a breast or prostate cancer survivor, I have other videos on the top foods specifically to eat for those types of cancer, so I'll link those below for you to watch next. But the best thing about flax seeds is that you can put them on anything, really. I throw them into all of my salads or even in my sauces. 2 more amazing seeds to prioritize as a cancer survivor are pumpkin and chia seeds. They both contain important cancer-fighting nutrients, but also protein. So if you've never tried chia seed pudding, you're missing out because it's actually really delicious and it's a great way to get your protein and fiber in for breakfast. Now in terms of nuts, walnuts are another top cancer-fighting food. Again, known for lowering inflammation, but they also contain something called ellagic acid, which is one of the most important and powerful polyphenols for reducing your cancer risk. There's also another nut that doesn't get enough attention, and those are Brazil nuts. They're one of the best sources of selenium on the planet, which actually helps your cells repair themselves. So I think if anything, I would highly recommend adding flax seeds, walnuts, and chia seeds to your grocery list, not only for protein, but for their cancer-fighting benefits. Okay, cancer-fighting protein number 3 is Greek yogurt. 1 cup of Greek yogurt has 19 grams of protein and only 150 calories. And yes, Greek yogurt tends to have more protein than regular yogurt, but that's not even the best part. It's also loaded with probiotics, which will keep your gut healthy. And since around 70% of your immune system is located in your gut, this is a big deal. The only thing is, make sure that you buy plain Greek yogurt because flavored yogurts are basically sugar bombs disguised as health food. Moving on, cancer-fighting protein number 4 is wild-caught salmon. You may have heard that the Mediterranean diet can help to prevent cancer, and one of the main reasons for this is because Mediterraneans eat a lot of salmon and olive oil. They both contain healthy fats that not only keep your heart healthy, but also help to keep cancer away. Salmon is one of the best foods for lowering inflammation, and in only a 4-ounce piece of salmon, there are 28 grams of high-quality protein. And the reason I say to buy wild-caught salmon is because it tends to have more omega-3 fatty acids and less toxins than farmed salmon. But the good news is, you can even find wild-caught salmon in a can. Super quick and easy, just throw it onto some lettuce or mix it into some quinoa and you're good to go. Okay, cancer-fighting protein number 5 sometimes gets a bad name for no good reason: eggs. 1 egg has over 6 grams of protein, a ton of healthy fats, and antioxidants. For decades, eggs were wrongfully accused for raising cholesterol levels and increasing the risk of heart disease because egg yolks do contain cholesterol. But back in the day, we thought that the cholesterol from the egg was directly linked to high blood cholesterol levels. But now we know that eating eggs actually has very little impact on your blood cholesterol levels for most people. It's actually things like trans fats or refined carbohydrates that make your cholesterol levels high, not eggs. But the best thing about eggs is that they contain choline, which helps regulate cell growth and repair, aka exactly what your body needs to prevent cancer recurrence. Okay, I think we're at number 6. This is another very important source of protein: bone broth, your gut's best friend. If you're not sipping on bone broth, you're missing out on one of the best gut healing and immune boosting foods out there. Bone broth contains collagen and glycine, which help to repair your gut lining. So think of it as the ultimate protector for your digestive system and your immune system. Drink it straight, add it to soups, or use it as a base for cooking rice or quinoa. Speaking of quinoa, this is cancer-fighting food number 7 for your grocery list. Only 1 cup of cooked quinoa has 8 grams of protein and 5 grams of fiber. So if you're looking for a gluten-free, plant-based way to get in more protein, quinoa is definitely the way to go. I always tell my patients to swap it out for the white rice they eat. Your body reacts to white rice in the same way it does any white bread or white pasta. It spikes your blood sugar levels and can trigger inflammation. And although quinoa is a carb, because it's high in fiber and protein, it won't spike your blood sugar and then put you in a food coma like eating a stack of pancakes would. Okay, another vegetarian option that has 20 grams of protein per cup is tofu. And if you're familiar with tempeh, that has even more protein at 31 grams per cup. And if you're thinking, my doctor told me to stay away from soy because it messes with your hormones, well, that's actually old news. We now know that eating a moderate amount of soy, whole soy that is, not soy protein isolates, what we talked about earlier, whole soy foods like tofu or tempeh can actually lower your risk of breast cancer recurrence. And if you're wondering what eating a moderate amount means, well, unless you're having 3 soy lattes a day or taking soy supplements, you're fine. So now that you know how important protein is and which sources of protein will help to lower inflammation and reduce your risk of cancer recurrence, I hope you'll be adding some more lentils, flax seeds, walnuts, salmon, and quinoa to your diet. And if you want to know exactly how much protein you should be eating each day according to your size and how active you are, I'll include a link for a protein calculator below. And as always, I'm also leaving you with another important video to watch next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.